view as we kicked off the show tonight in Ohio as Roman Reigns came out, kicking off the show, which people, I'm glad somebody did kind of boo Roman Reigns once while he was walking down instead of patting him, cheering him, booing right after. But he came out and spoke about the whole WrestleMania thing, and he's going to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I mean, I guess he meant to say beat, but he said break for some reason. And that the Authority is trying to stop him, and he's making it clear that he's going to WrestleMania and he's going to make it because the the Authority having him put his WrestleMania title shot on the line against Bryan and everything at Fastlane. And he pretty much talked about Daniel Bryan was going to beat him, and he said you can believe that. As Daniel Bryan came out there and talked about him like we're similar or something, but he says you're bigger than me, and we both had the same type of hair, but when it comes to wrestling, he is the better wrestler. He's a better wrestler than Roman Reigns, which the fans, someone kind of went with and cheered for it in. Because when it comes to wrestling, he's better. So the fans kind of, which is true, he is a better wrestler than, Roman Reigns, but Triple H then came out talking about what's going to happen. He's going to call out Sting. Since Sting has been here 2 weeks, he's going to call out Sting tonight. And pretty much Stephanie talked about Reigns and everything, and that Utah is going to be in a tag match against Kane and Big Show, and talked about the casket thing with Kane, and pretty much as I speared Big Show because I could, and with the casket with Bryan, and pretty much, they went on about Triple H, Katie Vick jokes, I guess, then. They said, we seen what your husband's done in caskets. So it was a tag team match with both of those guys, and pretty much ending in a DQ finish. For some reason when Big Show pulled Bryan's feet from under the rope after he had the yes lock in, it was DQ, and then it was a chair got in the ring. Reigns hit Big Show with a chair, knocked him out. Big Show out of the ring with it. Then he kept hitting Kane with the chair then. And pretty much Bryan was going to get the knee on him, but Bryan hit the knee on Roman Reigns, and then Triple H made another match for the night, which would be Big Show and Kane and J&J Security versus Seth Rollins. And I'm going to get into this whole Seth Rollins thing, I guess, once I finish this review, because I just been hearing all these jokes all night, and I didn't know what the hell was going on with this whole Seth Rollins thing. But I'm going to get to him in a minute once I get through the rest of the show, which I guess, Seth Rollins was in 2 matches tonight since he went against Ryback, as J&J Security pretty much got involved. It was another DQ finish there, and pretty much they beat the hell out of Ryback tonight. Seth Rollins and them. So all these DQ finishes, I don't know. And then funny how they show a Big Show bullying promo once he's a heel. He's heel right now. Paige went against Brie Bella, kind of forgettable match. Paige won, like, my God, 2 DQs in a Divas match. What else could be next? They looked like they tried to get the Paige at the end, but it was kind of silent throughout the entire match, and nobody cared. But Paige won, so that was it with the Rampage. Rusev and Lana came out talking about John Cena, calling an old man that he's done a lot, and pretty much playing all of his highlights with him showing up all the times that John Cena's been hurt really badly, being thrown through spotlights, Nexus, matches against Edge, that elbow thing he suffered after that match with Bryan because of his elbow was all fucked up, multiple surgeries, and this, how does he do it? And for real, I don't know what happened to John Cena's eye right now, how he's blinded. And like, who hit John Cena in the eye? And pretty much says you guys are full of crap and everything, and that trying to show all these old videos of me and trying to come against an old guy. He says trying to pick on the old guy. But he says I get knocked down and I get back up. And he pretty much said you picked the fight with the wrong person, homeboy. And he's gonna beat him at Fastlane. He says he's gonna whip his ass. But Rusev says I'm gonna whip your ass. He says, and he says you're feeling froggy. Let's go right now. And Cena him broad, but Rusev hit him in the eye and threw him into the the Titantron thing, the monitor. Which for some reason, I don't know what John Cena started calling himself an old man now. I didn't even know John Cena was that old. John Cena's got to at least be in, his 30s? He's not that old, people, but, like, it's like, when he came out, it's like, John Cena's not that old. Why is he calling himself, you picked the wrong fight with this old man? Like, dude, you're not that old. You've been in the company for, like, 12, 13 years, but you're not old, dude. Like, even I was like, why is John Cena calling himself old? Like, who What are you putting over Rusev? Because it doesn't sound like it. Like, you're not an old dog, man. You're allegedly to be the top guy in his company. Bray Wyatt went against Dolph Ziggler, which I really didn't get into for a minute. Let's go Wyatt, let's go Ziggler. But pretty much ended up with Bray Wyatt winning again, like last week, the Sister Abigail, and he was about to pull the stuff from under the Master of Concrete, but the referees immediately pushed it down and stopped them. So I don't know what he was gonna do. Like, I don't know what the reason was. Is he coming at the Ziggler now, I guess, and was gonna hurt him? But the referees literally just stopped it that quick. So his plan was pretty much stopped by referees just to push it down. Brock and Paul came out as Paul talked about Brian Williams being one of the biggest liars. I'm still trying to say, what did this guy lie about? An entire decade about his career or something? And pretty much talked about Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. I wanted Samoan, talking about his family heritage and trying to get his chance because he won at WrestleMania. Now Bryan has just gotten lucky. So lucky at this point, miraculously, that he wouldn't even survive against Brock Lesnar. Even the next question, when you think Daniel Bryan could even beat Brock Lesnar, it's almost no, especially with that neck. Could Bryan even take all those damn German suplexes? And pretty much talk about him and Brian Williams can just fly into helicopter because they're going to get F5 by Lesnar. And pretty much Heyman, always a master of the mic like he is all the time. Pretty much killing again, talking about both of them. Like, almost pretty much saying that, you know, Brock Lesnar's going to win at WrestleMania no matter who he faces. Kofi Kingston went against, and Big E went against Golden Stardust. Nobody cares for the New Day when they come out. And I guess Stardust immediately left, and Goldust was saying Cody, and Kofi beat him. And they went back with those two pretty much arguing with each other. And he says, Dustin speaking, and Cody just pretty much says, call him Stardust. So, I guess we're doing Goldust versus Stardust, and why are we doing this? I don't even know why. Triple H stood in the ring, talking about he eats, sleep, and breathe 20 years of the WWE, and he talked about WCW, that we took down WCW, that he helped destroy WCW. And talking about Sting, you were the face of WCW, but then you disappeared for over 14 years, and then you know, decided to show up and say that he's going to expose you to who you are and stuff. And pretty much it's been 2 weeks and he want to answer out of Sting. So, what a way to kind of go against WCW and saying, like, where's he been in the past 14 years? Well, we know they're not going to say it on TV, but we know where he's been. We know TNA. We know where Sting has been. I don't blame him for going TNA at that time. But, you know, talking about Sting and everything. And then pretty much, I guess we kind of go into WCW Sting mode. These, like, spotlights and crows keep talking where it looks like it's almost like it's the Sting army. Yeah, WCW is going to come out. And then when they kind of, the screen pretty much had Triple H and he says, I accept it, like the fake Sting. Which people thought was Sting, but you could clearly see that guy was wearing a wig. Was it Damien Sting down tonight or Adam Rose has him? And like he literally jumps in the ring and Sting, and then Triple H falls on the ground and then it says, I guess, challenge accepted. So whatever NWO fake Sting was there, I don't know, but like, well, Sting wasn't even there. I don't even think he was there tonight. He just wasn't there. So, whoever wants to say that actually was Sting in the ring tonight, it wasn't Sting. I know what Sting looks like. And Sting doesn't have that much hair on his head. It's too skinny. The Usos went against Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Tyson Kidd, Cesaro won. Pretty much had a good match with them. And then they announced who's going to be the next inductee to the Hall of Fame, which Rikishi, kind of odd how their dad is being inducted in the Hall of Fame after they just lost the match and there was no sell right after. But Rikishi is going into the Hall of Fame, and I was kind of surprised to see Rikishi going into the Hall of Fame at this time, but it will be good to see him. Do you really believe Rikishi should be in the Hall of Fame? Please, somebody comment on that and tell you really believe, he should be in the Hall of Fame, Rikishi. Mizdow went against Sin Cara, as pretty much Miz talked about through the entire match, saying, now do this, open this, put that leg down, win the match. And Sin Cara won, so Miz was just out there yelling throughout most of the time. Bray Wyatt cut a promo about the question about men of faith and their science. And they told her, he says, find me, he says, that we don't belong here, that this world is hell, it's the devil, he says, and I guess, like I said, Bray Wyatt, he's still calling out The Undertaker like he did a week ago. Dean Ambrose came out as pretty much Curtis Axel, talking about hashtag Axelmania since he was never eliminated from the Rumble. Dean Ambrose won, then the BNZ thing happened. It's not even that funny because he's unstable, he says. But, you know, you're not going to talk about the Grammy Awards and Kim Kardashian's Barrett's talking about. I don't get the BNZ, TMZ thing. It's not really that funny. And then coming to the main event, so many guys are working twice tonight. Reigns and Bryan going against Big Show, Kane, J&J Security, and Seth Rollins, as pretty much they kept jumping about most of the match, but pretty much they had the upper hand over them until Rowan, Ziggler, and Ryback came out, which they kind of took quick work of there. It was just Bryan and the security team left. As Bryan kicked him, hit the knee, Reigns tagged himself in, speared him, and won the match. And Bryan got mad and started arguing since they're going to be face-to-face on SmackDown Thursday. They pretty much argued with him, and pretty much Bryan said, "Don't turn your back on me," and Reigns speared him, which the fans immediately booed at Reigns, I guess on Bryan's side anyway, cheering him, and that was pretty much the end of the show from there. But I just want to get into this Seth Rollins thing, and I've been hearing this all day, and the jokes tonight, all these photos have been posted of him, since his ex-fiance put it up because he cheated on her with this woman. I'm sorry if I don't get her name right. Zahara. Let me just look this up. Zahara Sheber from his Twitter account posted this naked woman in an NXT developmental girl, which I guess he cheated on his fiance to go with her, and now it's like this thing his fiance posted the photos. And then I mean all these things where, I don't know, people said there's a lot of dick photos posted and shit, and all these text messages of how he wanted to leave his fiance for her and loved her and everything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know much about this woman that's in developmental. I just been hearing a lot of Seth Rollins jokes tonight about Seth Rollins' dick. He cheated. His Instagram was hacked. He's going to get deep pushed. I don't know what's going to happen with Seth Rollins. There's been stories for where a lot of these guys cheated and, you know, got in trouble in the back. I guess some guys like Batista or China, people said China should be in the Hall of Fame now because of stuff like this. I don't know what's the future for Seth Rollins, but if this is stuff that's going on, this really does kind of, you know, hurt his push right now, the role he's been having. So I don't know what's this deal with Seth Rollins. I don't really know a lot of information. And I'm still trying to wrap this around my head because I just heard a lot of jokes and I read about, like, so he cheated on his fiance, and his fiance put the photo up of a woman that's in NXT right now. So that's what I know of and have knowledge of right now, and all these other messages and stuff that keeps coming up. I don't know. I'm sure more details are still coming out more and more, and I'll try to look it up. But once again, you know, it's me, the HWD, coming into news reviews. You know, I am no do with the show. I go with the flow. You know, I came here, saw Monday Night Raw, so I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace.